Hi, my name is Daniel, and I'm going to be speaking against my opponent who has claimed that who claims that they want to raise the driving age to 18 because they believe that 16-year-olds are not as mentally developed as 18-year-olds. Teenagers are more distracted, and if the age increases, accidents will decrease. First off, I will speak against my opponent's first claim that she believes that 16-year-olds are not as mentally developed as 18-year-olds. Yes, while 18-year-olds are more, in fact, mature than 16-year-olds, it is not the maturity that really affects driving. Driving is a skill. Like any other skill, you do not get better at it overnight. You have to practice. You have to go on the seat, drive. You have to take a permit test, learn about it. Along with that, the brain does not fully develop until mid-20s. So why should we implement the law for it to be 18-year-olds rather than 20-year-olds or 25-year-olds? Also, the brain being developed does not help. It does not help drivers to differentiate, perhaps like that the light is red or the light is green, or when to turn or when not to turn. Those are still the same. Not to mention that reaction times are also better for younger students. Her second fact is that teenagers are more distracted by things such as cell phones and whatnot. She claims that she wants to raise the age to 18, yet isn't 18 a teenager? And her claim is that teenagers are distracted. So wouldn't 18 and 19-year-olds still be distracted by cell phones and whatnot, even if they were 16 or 17? I believe that since they are still teenagers, they will still end up in accidents. And there are statistics that show that accident rates of 18-year-olds are similar to both 16 and 17-year-olds combined. From the U.S. Census Bureau, from CDC, which is Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the table 1114, licensed drivers and number in accidents by age of the year 2009. The table shows that 16 and 17-year-olds make 1.6% population of licensed drivers and make up 2.5 fatal accidents and 4.3% overall accidents, while 18-year-olds make up 1.4% population of licensed drivers and 2.5 fatal accident rates and a 3.2 overall accident rate. These numbers are very, very similar. I believe that raising the age to 18 will not, in fact, stop accidents as much as they believe. The accidents will just move to the 18-year-olds. As you can see, that because the accidents caused by both ages are very similar. Not to mention that 18 is 1 year and 16 and 17 is 2 years. If 1 year equals 2 years, how do we not know that it will increase? Also, as an 18-year-old, you are probably going off to college. Excuse me while I find this. As an 18-year-old, you're probably going off to college. You are probably more susceptible to drinking. And Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health had an article that stated that the highest rate of binge drinking was by 18 to 20-year-olds, and that binge drinking causes around 25% of the accidents. By raising the age to 18, we are putting students who are new to the wheel to a car and leaving them potentially to be harmed by alcohol and different things that can obscure their judgment on the road compared to that of a 16, 17-year-old. Not to mention that it is easier to get caught as a 16-year-old with not drugs, but alcohol compared to an 18-year-old because of how an 18-year-old is viewed. They are more mature, they are closer to the age of 21. So with that, 16-year-olds will not get in much trouble. Also, as an 18-year-old, you lack supervision because you are at college and you do not have your parents with you. That holds many risks. Also, her last claim is that her solvency claim was that if the age is increased, accidents will decrease. As I have stated in my second claim, statistics show that 18-year-olds have around the same accident rate of a 16 and 17-year-old combined. It is in a 1% percentile. I believe that if you raise the age by 18, it will not stop accidents. It will actually just move the accidents to the years of 18-year-olds. So I believe that her claim is not very valid. Also, regardless of age, crash risk is always high during the first months of licensure. This was stated by the CDC.gov that crash risk is potentially high during the first months of licensure. While New Jersey has implemented a law that states that you must be 17 in order to get a restricted license, Germany has also stated that they want to put license at 18, but they also want to put smoking at 14 and drinking. Just because another state does it doesn't mean we should do it. And that's why I believe we shouldn't raise the age to 18, because I believe that even though 16-year-olds may not be as developed as 18-year-olds, 16-year-old driving is a skill. You must practice and have experience. It's not so much about your age. Also because she states that teenagers are more distracted. 18-year-olds are also teenagers. So I believe that even if you raise the age, they will still be susceptible to distractions such as passengers and drinking and texting. And lastly, she believes that if the age is increased, accidents will decrease. But statistics show that even when 18-year-olds still have the same amount of traffic accidents as 16 and 17-year-olds.